Again, I've never been off the corner, so I can't actually tell you anything. I don't
corner
know.
of the restaurant. Let's confirm the corner she's referring to as her restaurant is located on a corner.
Grab your forks and knives for another juicy episode of Restaurant Diaries Podcast.
Welcome to this week's episode. This is episode 4. I am Annamarie. This is Katie. Today you get work, Annamarie, because I had 2 call-offs and someone quit. So didn't have time to comb my hair. But
Yeah,
you'll have to just
into all this today, so we're on the same page.
So we thought today we would start with a little bit of our backstory, because apparently some people aren't aware of where we came from and where this came from and how I started out. So 30 years ago, I was 19. I was going to culinary school, came home on winter break. This restaurant that we're in now had a for sale sign and a condemned sign on it. And I called the realtor, and the fact that I was a 19-year-old woman, it actually ended up being cheaper than culinary school. My father was a plasterer, blue-collar worker, always had 2 jobs his entire life. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. She worked at the local high school in the cafeteria, and culinary school at that point was just super expensive. And my parents were struggling, and I thought that I would open a restaurant and bank some money and figure out what I wanted to do with my life. Well, it's 30 years later, and I am still here. The restaurant has brought me some of the most incredible experiences and relationships and being involved in my community and things that I had no idea were even available to me. And I thought that instead of cranky Annamarie bitching about the public and all that kind of stuff, I thought we'd tell you the good parts. Because I didn't start out cranky. I started out 19 and happy and just loved life and wanted to make everyone happy with pancakes. And somewhere around the pandemic that went down the toilet, but it's okay. We're all still good.
The optimism level was way high back then. We're still there. It just needed a little pick up.
Is it? So the restaurant has, again, it's brought me some incredible things. I was always really sheltered. My parents were strict. I grew up 4 blocks from here. And until I opened the restaurant, I didn't know there was such things as restaurant people. Didn't have any idea. I made it to 19. Didn't know people went to jail and then showed up for work. Didn't know that people called off work because they were in jail and wanted them to come get you, and then they would come to work. I didn't know about any of that. But some of those relationships and the people that I grew up with, I am still to this day grateful for all of them. The first restaurant, my weekend servers were with me for 25 years. I literally grew up with them. They saw me date, get married, have kids, and the whole time winging it because I didn't know how to run a business, and it was all trial and error. And
that still is nowadays, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely circled back to that now. I would say the first thing that I want everyone to know is being a business owner in a small town, the community and a sense of belonging, that's huge. And that's something that I would have never had. Because like I said, I grew up 4 blocks from here, and I had no idea. When I opened up, it was the Royersford Businessmen's Association, and at 19, they told me that I was super cute and I should go away. They didn't want any parts of me. They didn't want to hear any of my opinions. Nothing. I had to wait for them all to die, and then I just took over. So now we have the Royersford Business Association. There are 70 businesses in town and locally in our zip code. We I started Community Day. We do Christmas tree lighting. We do the Halloween parade. And doing all this stuff for the last 10, 15 years, it's given me such a... Those things are the hardest part of our jobs because it doesn't make me anything. It generally makes things harder for my employees the day of. But it's the best because it gives back to
The people have given to you.
who have always taken care of us. So again, those relationships and the people that I have quote unquote grown up with and have seen me through all of this, I would never change any of that for a minute, even after the pandemic and after people not showing up and all that kind of stuff. So that part I'm the most grateful for. I can't imagine being lucky enough to, I don't know if you could replicate this.
The experiences and friendships and things you've gathered
in a
over
small
the-
town,
yeah.
and like if I was in a strip mall in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be the same thing. It might be. Again, I've never been off the corner, so I can't actually tell you anything. I don't
corner of
know.
the restaurant. Let's confirm the corner she's referring to as her restaurant is located on a corner. Just so you know.
I've been nowhere. I've done nothing. I just make pancakes. But again, like without the restaurant, I wouldn't have you. Without the restaurant, I wouldn't have my kids. I met my husband at the table right back there. I have since gotten rid of him, but I still have you.
I was wondering if we were at the restaurant or
I got my
You got your
kids.
kids. That is.
I got my kids, and
It's the friendships that you even
Yeah.
if the, and you
everything
know,
happens for a reason.
Yes. No, I will say I am happy that our friendship lasted beyond me working here because I've made some really good friends at your restaurant.
Oh yeah.
And then they stopped working here, and then we're just not friends anymore. And I'm like, but I thought we were having fun.
Yeah.
And then they leave, and I'm like, well, I'm not mad at you. I still
Well, I
like,
think that's the difference of a true restaurant person and someone who has a job.
I still want to be a friend.
And both and both of those things are okay. But if you are a restaurant person, if it's in you,
yeah,
I mean, you know, you could.
you're like a gypsy because you're moving from restaurant, and you're
Yeah.
you're making a new friendship, and you're making new friends at your new restaurant. That's
Yes.
because your new restaurant becomes your new dysfunctional family.
It absolutely does. And there's we've had people quit who, luckily, in 30 years, every person who I have fired or who has quit has just moved on, whatever. Every one of them would come back. Most of them have.
Yeah,
Most of them have.
I've left, and then
So like we've had people who have given their notice and have quit. And I'll be like, "Hi, 6 people called off. It's wedding season. I have nobody. Will you come back?" Yes. You know the ones who you can call.
You can call in a pinch,
and they're coming right
And
back.
regardless of how long you've been gone,
Yeah.
it's a year, 6 months, and
I have woken people up.
I have no idea about that. I don't know what
It's-
you're talking about.
It's 4 a.m. and I can tell on the other end of the phone that Katie is hungover and or possibly still intoxicated. And she's still going to have her husband drive her in, and she's still going to help
be
me.
here, and I'm
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be cursing you out the whole time.
Yep.
But I will be here,
And you
I'll-
will take care of those customers.
I'll be happy to the customers, and I will have a grand time. And at the end of the day, when I go home, I'll still be cursing you out.
Yeah.
But it's then you come in and you deal with the customers, and you get those customers, and it makes it not so bad.
Oh, I know. Well,
And like the
our
experiences
customers are
that you
fabulous.
get.
That's people. I don't know if the public at large knows that. Like,
I had 2 ladies come in the other day, and they're like, "Oh my God, Katie."
and
I was like,
You're
"Hi,
back."
Are you back? I'm like, no, I'm just here for fun. Maybe you'll see me next time. But that is what I love because it's been so long that I've been here. They're like, wait, the new questions are now, how are your child?
I know
Like,
exactly.
you have to update everything, and seeing people out in public, it just becomes this. It's the joy of the restaurant that you don't get when working at the office. I don't go out in public. Oh, you work here. You go out in public when you're a restaurant person working in a small business, a small location, and people recognize you, they like you, they love you, they talk about you, they
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about your food, and it's just, it's nice to have this conversation.
It is like, and again, people don't realize growing up here on this corner and seeing the same people every day,
Yeah.
every week. Again, living in my little bubble where I can't even imagine someone who doesn't have this kind of connection. We were telling someone just the other day about my baby shower. I'm an only child. Again, this is the only thing I've ever done. My mother and one of my servers at the restaurant threw me a baby shower. We invited 70 people. 246 showed up because my mother worked here and she was just so proud and excited. She told everyone who walked in, Annamare's having a baby shower. We're all so excited. When almost 250 people showed up and there wasn't enough food and I'm pregnant going to Center City getting pizzas for everybody, it took 3 trucks to get all the baby gifts home. These people get enmeshed into your life and they want to see you do well and they want to see you succeed and they want to see how your kids have grown up. And even with getting divorced,
They're supportive.
They're so supportive and they're so involved. There's the other side of that is they'll also tell me, hey, getting a little broad there. You're getting a little fat. And I'm like
They will. They are very open.
I don't like your hair color this week, Annamarie.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not
I'm
a good
not really
look.
a fan
I
of
don't.
that color.
They know me, even if they don't know me.
They know you.
They think they do.
They
And
know.
but it all comes from a good place. Like
Yeah.
it all comes out of love and
Yeah.
wanting to see small town girl do good.
And that's what it is. Like when you have an article written about you, how many people share it or message you or, even my grandmother, she's like, did you see the article about Annamarie? I'm like, yes, Grandma, I saw the article about Annamarie. My grandmother's 90 years old and is very, she loves Annamarie and what she has done and everything like that. So you don't have a specific range of people. I mean, you've got 15-year-olds who know what Annamarie's is, and then you've got the 90-year-olds who know what Annamarie's is. Yeah. And they all can come in, and your customer base is so widespread, which is my other favorite thing about Annamarie's. You don't have a specific customer base. It's not like everybody loves breakfast and you welcome and you're open to everyone and everything. No one comes in and feels unwelcome. So the variety that you get is also the other best thing about this type of restaurant.
We have the Billy at table 14 who comes in every day. Yep. Every day.
You see them from the window and you get their coffee ready, you get their silverware, you stand at the normal table that they like if it's open.
But then we also have the people who we have a lovely woman who lives in Canada, and when they go on vacation to Florida, they drive, and every year they stop on the way down and on the way back. So you can look forward to seeing someone every Tuesday, but you also know that
in 6 months you're going to see someone else.
In 6 months, Bonnie's coming back, and
they recognize you, and they ask about what happened. They're like, so
yes,
how's
they
this?
remember. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm like, oh goodness, I don't even remember what happened since then. Like, let me rethink about this now.
I am something else I'm famous for is I will embarrass myself at the drop of a hat to promote this town, this community. Not even just my restaurant, literally all of them. I'm a big proponent of if one does well, everybody does well. It's just the way I was raised. The amount of stupid stuff I have done to embarrass myself to. There was Macy's had a contest. It was called Macy's $1 Million Makeover. And the grand prize was $1 million to develop your business. Part of the prize package, like you could pick what you wanted. So part of the prize package was the Springford Band was going to be in the Macy's Day Parade. They had picked out a location for a new restaurant. Candy store that was next to us was getting an aerobing machine. Like everyone in town
everyone got to benefit from
something.
Yeah. It was going to put worse.
We were coming in hot, and we were going to just, well, it was like one of the first weird reality shows on the internet. And I had no idea the lengths that they were going to go to embarrass me and the dumb things that I had to do. And well, no, it was like Joe Cerisi, our state rep. He's like, Annamarie, if you keep doing this, the band gets to go. And I'm like, I know. Yep, we're trying. I'm
so
like, we got this.
For everybody else, you know, it's
Exactly.
not just you
We got
at this
it.
point. No pressure or anything.
Yeah.
No pressure. It's not. Remember, it's not just for you now. Now it's for
Yeah,
everybody.
now it's
you
for
know?
exactly.
No,
So then you have to embarrass yourself a little bit more because you have to give it full effort. And reality shows are not real. Yeah, it was. A lot of people had a really skewed view of me after that. Like that was pretty out there. That was like pictures. Zoe is 15 now, so and she was almost 2 when we did that. Just a funny little anecdote. Like they say reality TV is not real. It's really not real. We have the most amazing pictures of me with Zoe on my lap, and we just look like the mother and daughter of a magazine. Zoe had 104 fever. They had her all chalked up, trying to make her not look like she was a turnip. Like none of it was real, but it was a great experience. I mean, and again, it's something that without this restaurant, without this community, I wouldn't have had it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it for a thing, but.
Yeah. But I mean, that's how we got Rachel Ray. I got to, you know, I still don't know how we got on that.
That was a
forever,
woman.
That will forever be the reason why I pick up a phone after we have closed.
I tell
reason.
I tell all of my coworkers now, after 2:00, the phone will ring and they will just walk by it. And I'm like, hi, you hear the phone ring, and if you pick it up, it'll stop making that noise.
Oh, P.S. real quick, I just have to chime in. I said that the other day, and a customer was standing here, and she goes, that is awesome, and I'm using that at work. I said, yeah.
I've been saying that for 30 years. If you pick up the phone, it will stop making that noise, I promise.
I peeked around the corner, and she said, that's awesome. I think I'm going to use that. I said, that's an Annamarie slogan.
Yes. Katie, customer service. Katie, customer service. It was after 2:00, and we were closed, and we were cleaning up, and the phone's ringing, and she went and answered it, and she's like, Annamarie, it's Rachel Ray on the phone. I'm like, get the hell out of here. It is not.
They verified. It says New York.
I'm like, no, it's not. You're ridiculous. So a customer actually nominated me. It was for, her show was called Day of a Million Thanks. And it was for business owners who had given back to their community. And again, I'm an idiot. I tell everybody all the time. I've never claimed otherwise. Rachel Ray's booker, she's like, I need you to come to the show on this day. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, I didn't know how we were going to do that. Like, do I have to close the restaurant? What's going to happen? She said, you can bring the person who opens with you in the morning and your longest employee. And I said, I can't do that. I said, I have 3 employees who have been with me for 25 years the whole time. I said, I can't pick one. And Katie was the one who opened with me. So at this point, again, I thought that we were just getting to go see a show. So I was trying to push it, but not be rude. And I was like, can I please bring 4 people? Like, let me bring 4 people and me. And the woman's like, we have to get this approved. And I'm like, oh, I might have wrecked it. Maybe we can't go.
We're not going anywhere now.
Maybe we can't go.
You get nothing.
So the woman called me back, and she's like, we can arrange it if you promise you're going to be here at this time. And I'm like, okay. We get there, and we're all dressed up. And Dawn, Dina, and Lisa had never been to New York. And it was, we took a car up and had a great time. And I'm super excited.
The full back show experience.
Exactly.
You
got to see everything.
Really,
we got to see Tom Selleck. It was
yes,
a big deal.
We did all the yes.
And we're sitting there, and I think that the prize is we got to go. Like, that was the only prize that I was expecting. I was like, we got a day off.
Yeah, man. And we're in New York.
Exactly.
Showing's only for a couple hours. You might as well go do something else fun while you're there.
Again.
So yeah.
Annamarie's never been anywhere. I was all in.
We were way were. Yeah.
And then here you go. You can, since you answered the phone, you can feel free to tell them what we got.
Oh, I don't know if I can remember. So Rachel Ray gave everyone in the audience, it was like a gift package, part of the million thanks. We got shoes, gift card for shoes, 12 Yankee candles, full-size jar Yankee candles, the blender, the RoboVac, the 4 seasons of Blue Bloods at that point in time.
Yeah.
Luggage, the Bahama 2-day, 3-day trip.
We got to go to
the cards for all the fancy jewelry places up in New York. We are now walking around New York. 1 32-ounce jar candle from Yankees, the Robo Vacuum, and all the other.
I think there was also a year's worth of shampoo that we were carrying, and we're all wearing 4-inch heels.
Like, we're dressed up to the nine. We have now been up since 3:00 in the morning because we had to be here dressed and ready, TV presentable at 4:00 in the morning, not just restaurant presentable, TV presentable. And and it's raining, it's drizzling. Do you remember?
It was pouring. It ended up pouring. It was bad.
This was before Uber was a real big thing. So you're trying to flag down taxis. One that's big enough.
I would say multiple taxis because there were too many of us.
Too many of us. We had all of our stuff. And it was I still have the pictures that pop up on Google Photos.
Exactly.
But then the not so great thing is when it aired. And everyone's taking screenshots, and we're like, could you record the thing? Could we stop posting the screenshots?
I know.
And and because you're on TV, it's real bright. And I'm like, I can see every pore in my...
That's why, again, I have never, ever seen myself on film.
So it is...
I'm keeping it that way,
but
too.
But that is, again, one of the experiences that...
You know that I can feel my double chin hitting the microphone, correct? Like, I know it's there. We're just not going to look at it. Nope.
Literally just created the title.
No, but I'm never going to see it.
What did I do?
I'm not. Katie can. I know.
Because
I know. If Jeremy loved us, we would have like an uplight. I need the fun contouring makeup.
I don't know how to, but could you imagine if we could do that?
No.
Like, can I chin this out? Can I make up this out? Like, I told you I would have.
Not in the budget right now.
Oh, come on.
Jeremy.
What are you doing here? But again, that's one of those that I still talk about now, and it's been a lot of years.
Yeah, there is, for all the bitching I do, and I know I do, I have talked to the universe and God and asked him to teach me some patience. But the older I get, the less patience I have. So yes, I understand that the moaning and whining can make me sound mean, but I would not change any of this for the world.
Please note, though, too, I mean, the level of being cranky and whiny also depends on the amount of sleep you've had. And, like,
how much work?
When it's a Sunday after you've worked 6 days, 4 of those days being doubles, you are just, and we all get like that. Everyone, every parent, every person, you get cranky when you have less sleep. So, like, as the week goes, yes, you get more cranky, but that's because you're just more and more and more exhausted. And I think, don't look into the crankiness. I try not to. I still remember my first weekend here at Annamarie's. You kept calling a server's name. The server is out on the floor. She's not going to answer you, okay? Stop calling her name. I'm doing toast. And about the 7th time she's called for this server's name, I say she's at a table. Like, shut up. She whips back, what are you, her damn answering machine? And what the hell did she just...
If she had written her check correctly and I knew what to make, I would not have been calling her.
I sat there quietly and I just simply let it go. And she did not just tell me, am I her answering machine? Stop calling her. She's not going to answer you until she's back here. Like, what are you doing right now? So yes, that's cranky Annamarie, but that's okay. I just let it roll off my shoulders because
people don't understand. In the heat of the moment, I want to make the people's food correctly.
And that's my story every time. I'm like, oh, Annamarie's here. I'm like, look, I'm just trying to help you out. Let me tell you about my experience. And I've been here. I know what's going to piss you off and what's not. So that's why I tried. I'm like, hey, guys, little pointer.
All the new ones who start, all you have to do is make the people happy.
I know.
That's all you need.
I know.
Anything else, we will look over it. We will figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
It's fine. Just make the people happy.
And focus on the customers. Nothing else.
No.
Don't focus on the thing that fell. I don't care about any of that right now. We're focusing on customers.
Exactly. Someone broke a cup and they're crying. Why are you crying? It's a cup.
So what? Move on. But again, it leads back to if customers don't have good experiences.
Right. There's no point in coming in.
Like
they don't understand.
It's going to take away from all the happy and joy. It all works together. And again, it's back to if customers didn't have the great experiences that they've had in the last 30 years here, neither would you.
Oh, absolutely. And that's, like I said, they're all that matters. But
that's what makes it so tough, too, I think, on you now. Because those first 25 years, you were here, you were able to control. You had people out front that have known you. And because they grew up with you, they knew what you wanted. I think that's why the first 25 years were easier.
Now they don't care what I want.
Well, that's what it is, too. And it's because you...
I told them, the motto should be, hey, Annamarie's not in the building right now. Let's see what we can do. What? It's like...
But and I think that's where the difference is. They don't know you and how you are, and they go from working at another restaurant where a lot of restaurant owners cheap out on things, or they're hesitant to remake something or hesitant to give a deal. You're like, take it off and give them something new. Fix it, make them happy.
They drive me bananas.
And the first 25 years, you
corporate
had
workers drive me bananas
who grew up with you. They knew your personality. They knew Annamarie not just as the restaurant owner, but as a person. And I think that makes it easier for them to understand what you want out here. And now for the last 5 years, you've had new servers who don't really understand Annamarie.
Well, and you know what? I kind of hope, I know that they're watching these. And it's super funny because they're all like, table 6 does not like their pancake. Go fix it.
Go find out what they want then. If they don't want to apologize, I am so sorry. What can I get you to make you happy? Yeah. Would you like something else? Can I get you a waffle, French toast, eggs, burger,
again,
sandwich?
Because of where they were previously.
Yep. They're not used to that.
And they're afraid to tell me. And I'm like, I want you to tell me.
Yeah. Can't fix it if you don't know it's broken.
Let's fix it. Today, though, I will tell everybody that my only bitch today, only funny today, was at the new one. Today we had upside down pineapple pancake.
They're so good, but God, they ruin the grill so much.
Right. Well, the people love them.
Yeah, they're really good.
They love them.
They are literally mini apple like upside down pineapple cakes.
Yes, Katie, I made them. They told me that I made them. And I'm like, what? This isn't how they're made.
Yep. They're pancakes. How can anyone tell you how your version of something is made? It's not.
I said, that's how I've been making them for 30 years.
But pineapple upside down pancakes aren't a real thing. There's no right or wrong way.
Even better point, they're not real. I'm going to make them how I want, lady.
Yeah, but you can make them however you want to call them. I mean,
she swore up and down, these are not correct.
It doesn't matter. It's not. It's an Annamarie thing.
I was cracking up.
Like, it's not a real thing.
I said to her, did you like them? She said, they're great. Then what's wrong? That's not how they're made. What?
Because they're not a real thing. That's why. You can't. They're not a real thing. Half of your menu items are not real things. Like, they're ideas from yourself and from customers. Like, they're not something that is a standard. Like, you can't Google how to make it. Like, I mean,
I had the almost exact comment from a 5-year-old and a 65-year-old. 5-year-old came in. And he's my first new boyfriend at the new place. Mm-hmm. He said to me, I was walking around to see how everything was, and he said, how'd you do this? And I said, I used to be really fat, and I just like food. And I said, that's what it is. He said, where'd it come from? I said, it's in my head. He said to me, I think your head is magic. And I said, thank you. And I love you, and you're my new friend, because most people just think that I'm nuts.
Well, I mean, he still has a while to learn yet.
I know. Okay. Well, I let him make his own pancake up.
He showed.
And he's very excited about it. So then 45 minutes later, a little old man, him and his wife, he said, we have traveled all across the world. He said, this is the best breakfast ever. He said, how did you make all this up? Same thing. I used to be really fat. I like food.
Yeah, that's pretty much how
it's pretty much
it's like you
how
eat something and you're like, we could turn this into a pancake.
Exactly. You can make anything into cake.
You can. You really can.
Yeah, those are the, like
How
I
all
said,
of
that
our
was the,
things come out.
so even though I had one table who told me that I was making my own food incorrectly, I had another 2 tables who told me that my crazy was amazing and they were happy as heck.
The crazies are amazing. But I mean, and how many things have we came up with by mistake?
Oh, gosh.
Churro, funnel cake, French toast.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
That was because somebody did something when we weren't paying any attention.
Yeah.
Like, wait, no, keep going. Run with that.
Exactly.
No, run with
None
that.
of that is right, but it looks kind of good.
Yeah, I think we could do something with that. And lo and behold, it was born. Like, that's how a few things here have been born. But I think, again, it's one of those experiences you won't get from a restaurant. At home cooking, I have taken so much of my experiences from here and brought them home and cooking. My kid loves we did heart-shaped pancakes the other day, and they were red, and he loved them because I put him in a squirt bottle and could make a shape, and he loves it. And it's little stuff like that, or things, your creative ideas that you get from here and you take them home, and it's something that I love. I do, as much as, again, we all bitch and say we lose our minds and hate the restaurant business, I'm still here 25 years later.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's one of those, my dad was a cook, and he's like, don't ever get into the restaurant business. I'm like, I won't, Dad, I promise. At 14, I jived in, and
I know.
still
Zoe's
going.
15.
Yeah. But it's one of those, it's so hard to walk away because the pros outweigh the cons, always.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'm not saying
think
on a daily, long span, big span.
No, I
Big
think
span
again,
of
it's
pros
all,
over the
I think
cons.
it's illness. It's the level of mental illness that you have.
Is it like the abuse? Like,
Okay, so
like you love to hurt or something like that? Like
no,
one of those types
no,
of
like,
things?
all right, Cooper is my son. Cooper, he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
He would rather set himself on fire, poke himself in the eye with a fork, possibly at the same time, than be here. He does not want to be near anybody. He doesn't want anyone talking to him.
But remember, his personality is not your personality. People with our types of personalities.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
love this.
Zoe's waiting for me to die because she feels she will do it better when she takes over.
But
They are 2 separate people. Cooper wants no part.
back to the
Part.
He has his father's personality, where Zoe is your personality. I mean, and I've seen your ex in the kitchen, so okay. They can stay out of the restaurant because it's okay. But it's definitely a personality thing, that keeps you coming back. And it's all the different personalities that you deal with.
Some of the personalities that are in my head.
Well, that's what I mean. I've got a few people up there. They talk to each other. They all collaborate and have a good time.
All right. I just wanted to a little bit of time to let everyone know how much I appreciate everything that I have and
All the good that's come
all
out.
of it. I'm sure next week I'll bitch some more and I'll tell you about something else, something stupid was
Yeah,
done.
but people love hearing that. People love hearing the misery. Misery loves company. People don't want you happy and joyful.
Some of it's pretty good. But on that note, we're going to wrap it up. That did give me a pretty good idea. If you're watching this and you have an idea of something you want me to turn into a pancake, I would love some
Any
more
combination.
ideas.
I want to see some of the egg creations people come up with, because some of the omelets people have put together with the create your own
Yeah.
have made me, I don't even like eggs and I want to try it. So,
Right. So
or
yeah,
sandwich
just,
thing.
if you have an idea, you let us know.
It could make it on the menu.
Yeah, it could make it on the menu. I will absolutely.
You had that
I
deep
can-
fried brownie on the menu from
You have
that.
to name
Yeah,
it.
you did.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that one that we had? Remember, it was like when we were doing dinner here, and it was like a brownie that we deep fried in funnel cake batter, and then we put peanut butter sauce on top. And
That
Do you
was
remember that?
Meredith. Yeah,
there was
that was Meredith.
Yeah. there were quite a few of those.
Yeah.
But again, yeah,
Yeah, we can make anything yummy.
Mhm.
Just need some more ideas.
that's what it is. We need new
But-
ones.
All right. Well, we appreciate you watching our nonsense, and we will hopefully
We'll try to be more
back.
put together next week
Yeah,
and a little bit more oomph.
I'll comb my hair. I promise.
I'll try to look in the mirror before I come in. It's the rain. That's what I'm blaming it on.
I'm not. I can't.
Yeah.
I had to cook both places. Nope.
Yeah.
All right, but thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
See you
And
next
but
week.
again, anything you want to know, any ideas you have, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you next week, guys.